Hi everybody, it's Crafty Rhea. Welcome back. This is part 2 of my recycled Christmas cards. And if you didn't catch part 1, you can find it in my videos down below. And I do collect Christmas cards, old Christmas cards that my friends and family save them for me. And back in July, I went crazy and did some Christmas in July, and I made a lot of cards. I'm ashamed to count them and tell you how many I made. I'll never use them all. But what I've done this year is I've been sending packages of them to my friends and family that have sent me cards. So if you have gotten a package, you know who you are. If you haven't, I still have a few more to send out. And if you haven't gotten one, though, please send me a message if you've saved your cards for me. I don't want to miss anybody, and I get so many of them. I don't always remember every single person that saved their cards for me because I have a bad memory. But just send me a message, and I'll be happy to send you a little care package of some cards. So on to the cards. Here's one that I made with, it's red foil. It says Merry Christmas. I went ahead and matted it on top of some vellum and then on this red cardstock and used some embellishments from the Dollar Tree. Real easy and simple, kind of nice. And I went ahead and did the inside piece with the same vellum. And some of these cards, I had a box of envelopes that I've had for a long time, so I wanted to go ahead and make cards to fit the envelopes. So I got all my envelopes in the different sizes and then cut card backs for them, and that's what determined the sizes of my cards. I tried to find card fronts that went with them pretty well. And this one I just, of course, love. It's the puppies. It says Merry Christmas with some silver glitter paper. And then the inside is that piece on the back was from junk mail that I thought was really cool, so I saved it. And then this one is Warmest Wishes. I thought it was very pretty on its own. I did mat it on some holographic paper, and I added a few embellishments from the Dollar Tree, of course. And I thought that just added a little spunk to the card, just a little interest. And then the inside just says 'Tis the Season. So I had a whole pack of these red envelopes that I got from Big Lots a few years ago, a whole bunch of them for not a lot of money. And I had a few left over, and I decided I would use them up and get them out. So there was this card, which was black and silver. I didn't do a whole lot to it, but I could make the card base a little longer than the card, and so I just used a piece of my black glitter tape and stuck it there. And then this was from the inside of, or this was from another card, and then this was part of what I trimmed off over here. I thought I'd make the inside look a little interesting. So yeah, like I said, I usually use the whole card. I save all of the scraps. I keep them all in a bag and save them and use them as best I can. And then there's this one. It was pretty much like this when I got it. I added this bow. That green bow was already on it. So I just went ahead and put it on a new card base because it was pretty much done for me, and then I just stamped the inside. And then there's this one, which is a cat. Very cool. I have a lot of friends that like cats, but I thought this card was just so pretty. I couldn't let it sit in my stash, so I went ahead and used some of this bling that I got from the Dollar Tree and put it on there. And this bling, you can kind of cheat and do that because it comes on these sheets and it pulls off in one strip. So it makes it really easy to add to a card. So I have that with some blue metallic paper. And then the inside was from the front of the card. I cut off the strip and went ahead and did that. I think that might have been from the inside of the card. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to make this card fit in this envelope. And then, oh, this is one of my very favorite ones. I used this to make more than one card, but there was the piece Mary left over, and I matted it on some green glitter paper and then some pink metallic paper. And I used some of this trim that I had. I thought that looked really cool. I love this card. It's one of my favorite ones. It's pretty heavy. It'll probably be one that I give to someone rather than mail. And then the word Christmas was underneath and on the front of the card, but I went ahead and put it on the inside because I thought that went really, really good together. And like I said, I'll probably be handing this to someone, or have Todd hand it to someone that he works with rather than mailing it, because it's that trim and stuff is pretty heavy and it's bulky. It would cost extra postage to mail. And then there's this one. I'm gonna have to fix it because it got crunched up from being in the box. This was just pretty much the way it is, although I did add this black glitter tape to it. I'm going to have to add something else to it instead because it's not really sticking and it's coming off. So I'm glad I looked at this video. And then there's the inside. I'll set this aside so I can remake it later. And then there's this. This card was given to me by someone. It was handmade and I thought it was really pretty. And so I went ahead and cut it apart and rematted it and used it because I think it's really pretty. And then that's a piece of the front of another card that I went ahead and cut off. I thought it matched really pretty. Like I said, I save all the parts of a card. I don't throw any of them away. And then there's this one. It was kind of plain, so I went ahead and added some snow to it. I didn't really want to do too much embellishments, but it's kind of pretty, kind of a farmhouse look. And then that might have been the inside of the original card that I went ahead and put on the inside of this. I had this color cardstock that I thought went pretty well with it. And then I have a lot of cards that have cardinals on them. So this one here, I went ahead and just matted on some red vellum and then onto the white card base. And it just says, remembering you this Christmas. I think that was probably from the front of, this card, I would guess, if I had to guess. And then we have this one. I really like this one. It's one of the favorite ones I made. This Happy Holidays was on a different part of the card, so I cut it out and I matted it on foam tape, and I thought it looked really cute there. That way it would make a normal size card. And I put it on some green glitter paper, and then I did the inside like that. And then there's this. I took this green wreath off of a card. The backing was just plain, so what I did was took a piece of silver paper left over from packaging, ran it through my embossing, my Big Kick with a embossing folder, and stuck it on here. I thought that would go pretty good. And there's the inside. So you don't always have to leave the card the way it is. You can take it apart and remake it, so it's kind of nice. This one I thought was pretty plain as it was. It just said Merry Christmas. So I went ahead and found this paper in my stash. It's felted. It's almost like that old felted wallpaper from the 70s or the 60s even. I had this ribbon in my stash for years. I went ahead and put it on there, popped it up on foam dots, and then I think it made a very pretty card from what was a pretty plain card. And then I just matted that on the inside. And then here's another one, another thing that I really like to do. I went ahead and used a small oval die and cut out the bird, which is the focal image of this card. And then I used a scalloped oval and cut it out of the backing, which is this, like this copper glimmer paper, and went and matted it on there and added it to the front of the card. I thought that really makes that focal image pop, and it looks better than just a plain card. And then it's just got the stamp on the inside. And then here's another cute little scene from a card. I may have had more than one card made out of this card, but I thought it was really cute. And I had this ribbon left over from a pair of flannel pajamas I bought at Walmart. They were wrapped in this bow, so I saved the ribbon, of course. And then this blue backing is the back of a card that I went ahead and used for this. Like I said, I saved the whole card. And I'll show you a couple more, and then I will move on to another video. Here's another one. It was kind of a plain card to begin with, so I went ahead and added these snowflakes from the Dollar Tree. I matted it on some silver foil paper and stamped the inside. This one I thought was really cool. Very plain. I wanted to keep it plain, simple, elegant. I just added some stickles to the star to make the star stand out. And then I used more of this card to mat the inside on. I thought that was kind of pretty. I sometimes like to make the insides match the outsides. And this is something else I did that I thought was really cool. This was one card, and I cut it in half. And I believe it went together kind of like that. I cut it in half, I trimmed it up, and I thought I could get 2 cards out of one rather than making a big card. I really like to stick to this size. This it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, cut in half and then folded in half. So it's really a nice size. Most envelopes are that size. So I went ahead and matted this on some glimmer paper and used some stickles around it. And then I happen to have that silver envelope, which I thought would go really pretty with this card. And then this one, I used a piece of gold vellum, and then this is a piece of green. It's not quite mulberry paper. It's almost a fabric paper. I've had it in my stash for, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years, but I thought it would be a really pretty border on the bottom with that vellum. And then again, I just ran my stickles around the edge to give it some elegance. And then I believe this was the inside of that card. So I thought those were really pretty. I like getting 2 cards out of one. And I had another card that was exactly the same as this. I had given it away, though. I've already cut it in half and gave it away. But it was, the colors weren't as muted. They were really bright traditional colors. So I thought that was really cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now. I will be making another video because I have a lot more cards to go through. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. When I get 100 subscribers, I will be giving a prize away. So if you like what you see, please share. Give me a thumbs up and put your comments below and let me know what you do with your old Christmas cards instead of throwing them away. Okie dokie. Thank you. Bye.